Hello everyone and welcome to my WINTERWEEN readathon vlog. I am so excited to be filming this. Please excuse how I look. I just came back home from work and after teaching teenagers for 6 hours, that's how you look. So let's ignore that. I am going to be filming this week everything that I read. I do have some plans and I'm going to show you right now. I'm so excited because I love the summer wind readathon and I was so excited to see that I decided to do a WINTERWEEN version. So on today's agenda I'm going to show you what I'm planning on reading for each prompts, and then you may see I do have to watch People We Met on Vacation tonight because it just came out and I'm so excited, and that's like basically my plan for tonight. But yeah, I have some short books because I'm going to be working next week. I don't know how much time I will have to read, so I need some short books or novellas, but I also have some bigger books that I'm hoping to be reading this weekend because thankfully I'm not doing anything. I'm really excited about that, but I also want to like journal and bake. I want to do so many things, so let's see how that goes. Okay, here we are. I'm really excited to be doing a readathon, by the way, because I think starting the year with a readathon is a good way to kick out the reading year. So for the prompt, read a book in the dark or at night, I chose An Archive in Romance because it's a short book. I think it's a novella in the Study in Drowning series, and I've been meaning to read it. I haven't had the time to get to it in 2025, so I thought just a short book to read only at night or in the dark, it would be perfect. For read a horror or thriller book, I chose Enco Snatcher because I love T. Kingfisher and I think I already know this author is going to go by so quickly, and also it's a novella. Okay, and then the 3 next books, I do have physical copies of it and they are big, so bear with me. We first have to read a book with red on the cover or like blood. I do not have a book with blood on it, I think on my TBR, but I do have a book with red on it and it is Blood Over Bright Haven. You see what I did there? It has blood on the title. I've been meaning to read it for ever, to be honest, so I think it's time. It's just quite big, so I hope it will go well, finger crossed. Then we had to read a book with vampires or witches or werewolves, magical creatures if you will. And so I chose a book because my boyfriend bought me 2 books for Christmas, and ever since he's been asking me if I read the books he bought me, and every day is like, have you read them? So I had to pick one of those, and it is The Crimson Moth. I don't know a lot about it. I think it's a romantasy. I think it's about a witch and a witch hunter. So we will see. Again, quite thick. And then I have a third thick book, but it's by an author I adore, and I know she writes short chapter that I can fly through, and so this was the prompt: to read a 2025 release you have not yet read. And so I chose the same backward as forward. So I have to read this way and then this way. And I know it's going to be quick. I love Jennifer Lynn Barnes. She writes her short chapters and I know I'm going to fly through this book. So I have high hopes. I am also really sad because before this readathon started, I wanted to be done with my current read, but I just couldn't do it. But I was currently reading Yumi and the Nightmare Painter by Brandon Sanderson, which I am absolutely loving. So, 2 choices. I read everything in my TBR and I'm good with it, and I can just move on to this book before the end of the readathon. Option 2, I know I won't finish the readathon, so I will switch one of those books on my TBR for this one. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm really loving it. Basically, my plan for this weekend would be to read, I don't know if it's possible to read those 2 in 2 days. I don't think it is, but I'm going to start at least. And I think you have to start with the most intimidating one, and I think that would be Blood Over Bright Haven, because I'm sure romantasy is easy to read, at least to go through, you know? I think we're going to start with this one. So I'm going to be reading a bit right now, then we see how it goes. But tonight I'm watching People We Met on Vacation. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to try something new, but bear with me, and I'll see you soon. Anyway, bye, happy reading! I said I would start with the most intimidating book. I read it in one day. It was insane. Please excuse the face. Honestly, I haven't gone out today. I just read. This is a 5 stars. Blood of a Bright Heaven, if you don't know. I don't even know what to say. When I started it yesterday, I was immediately hooked. The writing style is so easy to follow, and the story, the first chapter, insane, and I feel like that's a word I'm going to be using a lot to talk about this book. But then the second chapter, insane. And then it just keeps going and going, and I just couldn't stop, and I knew I was going to finish today. I just couldn't put it down. I loved everything about it. I love the character Tomil. I love him so much. I love Siona as well. The magic system, incredible, and I really loved it. I loved what it talked about, all the messages it had. It was amazing, simply amazing. It would be close to Babel in terms of like dark academia, mass murders, knowledge used against certain civilizations and culture. I love it. I don't know if I can say, is it too soon to say that it's my favorite read of 2026? Is it? Like, it was just so good. That was my update. I haven't even watched People We Met on Vacation yet because I was reading. Anyway, so it turns out I do have to, well, my parents invited us to go eat with them tonight, so in like an hour or so I have to go, but I'm not going to jump into The Crimson Moth because I don't really know what it's about. My boyfriend got it for me for Christmas and I added it to the list without thinking it would get me this one, but now here it is. It's written in such a large font, so I think I should be good, even like the pages numbers. So I'm going to start this and we'll see how that goes for the rest of the weekend. I haven't done anything other than reading today, so tomorrow I would love to journal, I would love to bake. That's mostly it. I'm not going to work, but I do have some work. Anyway, this is the next read, and I think when I be done with this one, the rest of the week is going to be easy because I have a novella, a short novel, and then the Jennifer Lynn Barnes one, and it reads quickly, so I think we should be good. So I really need to make a dent in this one, but I think it should be good. It's like 400 pages, but it's written in really big font. I will give you another update when I be done with this one. But yeah, anyway, see you soon. I'm so sorry I didn't look like anything. I forgot to film an update today, and I'm going to do my skincare routine, so I thought I could show you, and I'm going to talk about the Crimson Moth. I am currently on page 166, and I haven't read as much as I would have loved yesterday, but I also did so many things. I watched People We Met on Vacation, which I loved. I baked and I cooked and I journaled just a little bit. I had to catch up with some 2025 spreads, and I redecorated my... But I added some pictures to my wall in my office, and it was so nice. This is a moisturizer I'm using at night. It's almost the end and I do love it, but I have another one that I cannot wait to use. But this one smells so good. It moisturizes the skin so well, and I just love it. Honestly, one of my favorite moisturizers, and I haven't felt sick from the scent yet. That's the one that I'm excited to start really using. It's from Cabal. I love it. It's currently my fave. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, I still read a bit, and I am enjoying it. It's quite fun, and I don't really know what to say exactly. It is really fun. It reads kind of YA, and I don't know if it's YA. I thought it was an adult book, but maybe it isn't. I don't know. But it reads YA, which is not a bad thing at all. Don't misinterpret me. And the characters, they're going quite fast with each other. We're talking about an enemies to lover, especially when it comes to the girl, Rune. She hates Gideon. He is just indifferent from her for now, but she hates him with valid reason. He's killing witches. She's a witch, and he's like a cold-hearted person. And when it started to get closer, she was like, "Oh, he's kind of cute." And I was like, "Girl, what are you doing?" But anyway, I'm currently using this on my lips because they are quite hot, but usually I would only use the Fenty Skin one. Also, I do my skincare routine after my shower, and it's currently 6:40 in the afternoon. Like that when I go to bed. My pillow isn't getting all the skincare I did. I don't have to wait to go to bed, and also I feel like because I just showered first, it's better. Anyway, I also do not have a current cream for the eyes at night, so I'm currently using the one that I use usually. Sorry, just some things. This one. Anyway, but except from all that, it is really fun, and I feel like I wanted to read a romantic novel to have this feeling, this carefree, over dramatic, over the top story with very high risk, because you can't get that in normal romance, like contemporary romances. You're not going to get danger or anything. I do not want to read like dark romance. I don't feel like romances should be for me, as long as they accept it as something fun. I don't want something too dark. I want something light-hearted and fun. And sure, some things are awful in there, but you get what I'm saying. And it is delivering what I wanted to deliver. I'm really happy about it. I picked it up again yesterday night, and I couldn't stop for a while because it was getting really intense, which is good. So right now I have less than an hour before I have to start cooking. So yeah, I'm going to be reading and let the skincare set, and that'll be it. Anyway, let's go. I'll keep you updated one day soon. Hello, you have joined me on my floor because I have an update. So we are currently Tuesday, and against all odds, yesterday I finished The Crimson Moth. I was unsure whether or not I would finish it yesterday, because I thought on Sunday I would read more. I thought I would at least reach page 200, but I only reached page 160. So I was thinking I'm going to get home, be tired because it's my first day back at work. It's the first day of the week. I have a long day, I have so much to do, and then I'm going to go home and be tired. And I was, but in the end, I started reading and I just couldn't stop. And so I gave it 4 stars. I really, really loved it. I was really surprised by it because I thought this would be a 3 stars, but it turns out to be a 4. I told you I thought it was quite quick between the characters. It was not. I feel like everything happening made sense, and I love the story, but I also really love the story with the witches and this old god and everything happening, why, all the secrets, all the mystery and everything. I really enjoyed it and I was really surprised. As I said, it is not to take too seriously, but I thought it was a good book regardless. It was really fun, really engaging. I just couldn't stop reading. I didn't get the plot twist, which I usually do, but this one I couldn't guess it. I don't know why I was so fixated thinking this was gonna happen, but it didn't. Something else happened. And I really enjoyed the end. I was on the edge of my seat, and that's exactly what I wanted from a romantic novel. And I'm really surprised by it. I also really love that the story doesn't end at the end of book 1 because there is a sequel, and I feel like maybe in the series that I'm currently reading, each book has a conclusion and then you can keep reading because the big plot isn't resolved and you have to keep reading until the last book of the series to get the whole thing resolved. But some stuff gets resolved throughout the books. Nothing gets resolved in this one. And as I kept reading, I was like, how is she going to pack it up in 10 pages? She didn't. So now I really want to read book 2 because it's kind of like a cliffhanger, you know? And yeah, I really enjoyed it, really surprised me. I posted my review on Instagram and so many people told me they actually really loved it. They are not like romantic people, but they loved it. And someone also told me that they read it for the book club and they were really surprised by it, everyone. And I was like, yeah, that's what this book does. Do not get into it thinking it's going to be, I don't know, I don't want to say it's not going to be great literature or groundbreaking because I think it's so unfair. The author worked on their book and it's a good book. But I feel like if you're a pure fan of fantasy, maybe not for you. If you're someone who wants to read some fantasy, a good fantasy novel, but that is fun and engaging and dramatic, yeah. So I really enjoyed this one and I'm really glad I read it. My boyfriend now can stop harassing me to read this book because, as I told you, he gifted it to me for Christmas. I have another one. So yeah. But anyway, I have a really packed day today. Basically, this morning I worked. And okay, before I explain to you the whole thing, I just wanted to talk about something that I just thought. This morning, I was like, oh my god, you're so silly. You can still read 5 books in a week. And you don't. Because my reading rhythm, it hasn't changed. Like I still read fast, but I don't have the time to read as much as I used to do. And I thought about it a lot recently. And I wondered because when I was a student, I worked 2 jobs, had my competition at the end of the year for my job, and I was doing Instagram and YouTube full time. And I still had time to read more than 100 books a year, like 150 books. And I thought, why can't I now? What is it? And I came to the conclusion that I used to have such a strict routine. Like my classes, they would be from this hour to this hour on certain days. And then on certain days, I would go to work from this hour to this hour. And I would have commute times and everything. And my whole life, it was busy, but it was really scheduled. And I knew when I was going to read. I knew when I could read, which I do not now because I am a teacher and I feel like none of my days look alike and none of my weeks look alike. And there are going to be certain periods and I'm going to be super chill. This basically is a chill period. But there are going to be ones where I have a lot of meetings with parents, with all the teachers, with our bosses, and I'm going to have class councils, and I'm going to have so much paper to grade and everything that I do not really have a routine anymore. And I can't just say, okay, on this day you're going to read from this to this. I just can't do it. So I come to the conclusion that having a full-time job is time consuming, and when you get home you're tired and you still want to work out and you still want to see your friends and you still want to do other stuff. Okay. But I feel like when I put my mind to it, I can really read a lot. But I also talked with my boyfriend and I was like, okay, I am currently reading a lot and that's great. And yes, I could do it. But at the same time, this week, I am not watching YouTube. I watched a movie, but like in fragments. And I'm not grading any papers. Outside of work, I'm not doing any work. I haven't worked on my lessons. Don't worry, everything is planned, but I still love to do some few things that I can't do right now. And I'm not grading my papers, and I have so many papers to grade. So, yes, it's still doable to read that many books and that many pages and read every day that much. But at the same time, I'm just currently pausing my entire life to do it. So, I really need to be kinder with myself and to just finally accept that I am an adult and I have so many things that I didn't do it before and it's okay. Anyway, that was in parentheses, forget it. So now that my reading life crisis happened, basically my plans for today were I woke this morning and I quickly left my school to get to my boyfriend's school so we could eat together. And then I was supposed to go grocery shopping. But I saw my ex co-worker there, and instead of staying to the school until 2 p.m., I stayed until 3, meaning that I went grocery shopping late, meaning that I came home late, meaning that it's currently, oh my god, 4:15, 16, and I have to leave to get back to work in 15 minutes because I have a class council tonight. So I thought I would have time to read, and if I did have time to read, I would read the same backward as forward. I do not have the time. So my plan is tonight I'm going to make a dent into an archive in romance because I'm supposed to be reading this book at night. And when I be home after my class cancel, it's going to be late and night. So I'm going to start this one. If I can finish it, good. If I don't, it's okay because tomorrow afternoon I'm not working because schools are closed basically on Wednesday afternoons. My boyfriend won't be here, so he can't distract me, and I already did the grocery shopping. So I have nowhere to go tomorrow afternoon, and I have the whole afternoon. Ideally, I would love to work. I would love to get started on these papers. It's really stressing me out. I know it's the readathon, I know it's the game, but still. But I also have a lot of time to read, so tomorrow I will start the same backward as forward. And I will keep reading an archive in romance if I haven't finished it. If I did, good. If I don't, it's okay. And then the only book I would have left to read is Ankle Snatcher. I think that's the title, novella. So I'd be good. It's totally doable. It's okay. I didn't have to read time to read. Oh my god, I can't speak. It's okay. I didn't have time to read right now. So I'm just going to breathe for like 10 minutes. I just bought myself those like Italian chocolates that I really wanted to try. I needed a sweet treat, so here it is. It's like hazelnuts and chocolate. We shall see. And I'm going to breathe for a little and then I'm going to get back to work for this class cancel and then I'll be home and we'll be good. I was really not exciting to be leaving today because I knew it was going to be work, rush back to my boyfriend's workplace to pick him up so we can eat, grocery shopping, go back home, put away all the groceries, go back to work, come back home. Not an exciting day, but it is done at least, almost. So anyway, that's all my updates, sorry. A good book, and I see you soon with another update, hopefully. And yeah, anyway, see you soon.
C'est une cathédrale de glace, vous voyez. Il n'y a pas de repères civilisationnels, à part les quelques villages. Ce sont des zones qui sont sobres, vous voyez, mais les paysages
sincerely apologize for my face throughout this vlog because I'm just so cold and so tired. And yeah, I have an update for you. We are currently Wednesday afternoon and I just finished an archive of romance. I kept saying in romance, it's of romance, as well as Anchor Snatcher, and I did a mistake as well. It's not from T. Kingfisher. I don't know why I thought it was. It's from Grady Henricks, which I already read a book from him. I'm pretty sure. 90% sure. I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. But anyway, so to give a quick update about Ankle Snatcher, it was a 28 pages novella and it was okay. I give it 3 stars. It was about the boogeyman. Basically, it's a reinterpretation of the boogeyman, and it was okay. It was entertaining. It wasn't long enough for me to actually care or be scared or anything. It was what it was. So I read that, which is great because it has been on my TBR for quite a while. So at least it's done. And then I read, as I said, an archive of romance, to which I gave 4 stars, and I really enjoyed it. I wasn't sure what it was about, and basically I bought it on my Kindle and I couldn't really load it. My Kindle is really old. I couldn't really load it and I wasn't understanding what it was. I was like, oh my god, is this only illustrations? What is that? And it turned out it was, so I ended up loading it on my Kindle app on my iPad and I read it there because it was in full color and way better obviously than my very old Kindle. And it was kind of like, I don't know, diving directly into the story of a study in drowning and a theory of dreaming, and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely, I love these books. A Study in Drowning was my favorite book of 2024, and I just love it. I love the universe, I love the story, I love the words, I love the characters, Effie and Preston, my precious, and I was so happy to read about them again and to see the story evolve, and it was really sweet and it was really original and creative and I really enjoyed it. I wasn't really aware what it was going to be, and it wasn't just like an addition to the story, it was a full creative project and I really enjoyed it. So that's where we are right now. I'm kind of lost as to what I want to do because ideally I would love to go for a run. Well, in a better word, I would love to go swimming, but it's too late for that. The swimming pool is going to be packed, so I'm not going there. I would love to go running, but at the same time, it wasn't planned for today, so I'm just a bit lazy. I do have some work, as I kept saying, but I don't want to do it. I think I'm just going to chill, to be honest. I think I have to take the opportunity to do that because I will go run this weekend. I will work this weekend. I won't have a choice because of this readathon. But yeah, and so I only have 1 book left on my TBR for Winterween, which is the same backward as forward, and I'm really glad to have today, tomorrow, and the day after to read it because I won't be in a rush and it's going to be a bit more chill, especially considering Thursday and Fridays are my busiest day at work. So yeah, but yeah, right now I think I'm going to chill for a bit and I probably read or do anything else. But yeah, talk to you soon with another update, hopefully to conclude this readathon. See you soon. Hello everyone, this is the final update. We are currently Saturday, so the readathon is over, but I couldn't film yesterday night after being done with it, and I have to get ready to go out, so I thought I could show you like I did with my evening skincare routine, my morning skincare routine, and what I do with my face. It's not really interesting, but anyway, this is the moisturizer that I use in the morning. So I finished yesterday the same backward as forward, and I enjoyed it. As I told you, you have to read her story first, and then you flip the book around and you read his story. We already knew some stuff about those characters, not in that many details, but I have to be honest, when I was reading her story, I don't know if I can say the names or if it's spoilery or anything, but anyway, when I was reading her story, I was like, okay, like it's fine, it's all groundbreaking, it's not really anything. It was an okay book, to be honest, but knowing I had to flip it around and read the story again, but from his perspective, I was a bit bored and not really that excited. So basically on Thursday I finished her story, and I knew on Friday I had to read his, and I wasn't that excited to get to it. Turns out his story was way more interesting because we saw some things that we didn't know about. There is still a lot of mystery and everything. That's the whole point of the story and this series, but it was okay. Overall, I think I gave it 3 stars. I love the Inheritance game series, and it's a nice addition, and I feel like the format was really original and interesting, and it made sense. Like, it's a whole series about enigmas, and the idea of flipping a book around I think works great for this series. But that was basically it. I don't think I'm going to do a lot today on my face, so I'm not going to do the usual makeup I do. So I am done with the readathon, and I'm really happy because I did read all the books that I wanted to read. I read 3 novels, 1 short story and 1 novella. I think my least favorite one was Ankle Snatcher, mostly because it was 28 pages long, so nothing really happened or grabbed my attention. And my favorite one definitely was the first one I read, which was Blood Over Bright Haven. I'm really glad I read this one, but overall I had a fun time reading The Crimson Moth, just like I had a fun time reading An Archive of Romance and the same backward as forward. So overall it was a very successful readathon, and I'm very happy I did it. I need to do more readathon I think during the years, but I knew I was going to sacrifice this week of work, which was really stressful, to be honest. I have to work this weekend to catch up on everything, and it's going to be annoying because I don't like working on weekends. So I need to find a readathon that can be done during my breaks instead of doing them during the work week. But I had a fun time, and I'm still happy to see that I can still read that much. Like, my rhythm is not completely broken. I can still do it. Once I'll be done with Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, that I'm going to get back to tonight, I will have read 10 books already in January, and this hadn't happened in so long. I feel like I now read 8 books a month top, when I used to read 10 books minimum per month, and I'm really happy about it, and I feel like I can still maintain this rhythm as long as I'm interested. Like, I'm not going to force myself, but that can be my usual again if I just give myself some time to read, and that's what I'm doing, because I don't think I've talked about it in here, but this year I want to scroll less on my phone, so I blocked some apps, and I blocked my phone basically once it is 8 p.m. And that's the first step to doing more hobbies like video gaming, or coloring, or crochet, or journaling, everything that I can do instead of scrolling on my phone. So I'm hoping that with everything I'm doing to spend less time on my phone, I'm going to be able to read way more this year. Not because I I have a personal challenge to beat or anything. I want to prove myself something. I just know that this is my usual, and I feel so weird and not like myself when I'm not reading a lot, when I'm not obsessed with the book, when I'm not obsessed over reading. So that's something I want to get back to, and I have a good feeling because I feel like the past few years I worked hard to get back to that. I've really shown the products that I've been using. This is my bronzer, and this is my blush at the moment. Yeah, overall I had an amazing readathon. I had so much fun reading again that much, especially because I have been reading that much during Christmas break, and I feel like I'm now back into a rhythm. It's now part of my routine again to be reading every day, even if it's a little. And yeah, I'm hoping it will stay that long. It will stay that way for a long while. I know I will be busy sometimes and I won't be able to read that much, but as long as I pick up a book every day, it's a win. Last year I wanted to read 20 minutes per day minimum, and I did that for like half of the year, and then I gave up in September, and that really ruined everything basically. I was really used to reading, then I was not, and then everything was a good enough reason to not read. When, okay, sure, you're tired, you can read 20 minutes, it's okay. I know I sound a bit harsh with myself. Sometimes you gotta do what you have to do. So, yeah. Again, with the not showing. So, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I had a lot of fun filming it. I'm excited to be back filming stuff. We shall see how this goes, but I'm having a lot of fun, and I hope you do too, watching it. And yeah, have a nice day, have a nice week, and I see you soon with another video, hopefully. Anyway, bye!